Hi. A few people have been asking us about our garden and how it's doing and what we've got going, so I thought I'd take a second and shoot a quick video highlighting what we've got going on back here. So our garden this year, we extended it, put two sort of additions on it. We're now currently looking at the original section. This is what was here when we moved in last year. But since then, early this spring, we've added an addition here and a second addition at the back. So, starting from the front and moving forward, this is our first little addition here, which had some spinach, which has already finished its course and has been replanted, so hopefully we'll be getting some fresh spinach soon. In an ongoing theme, the tomatoes have taken over which should be the spinach's place. This guy here is all over, so we need to prop him up and move him out of the spinach's place. Other than that, we have some arugula and lettuce, some of the first things that we were able to enjoy from our garden. And as you can see back there, some of the tomatoes have just started coming in. So here we got a couple of cherry tomatoes. There's actually a big group of them right in here. If we have a look, you can see there's a whole bunch of them. Digging into those for lunch shortly. And so moving into the old section of the garden, what do we have? It hasn't rained here for a couple of days, so some of these plants are looking a little worse for wear. They'll be watered a little bit later on this evening probably. This is our cucumber patch. Got a couple of cool things going on right over here, like for example a white cucumber. I've never grown those, but can't wait to try them. Some short round cukes. The long skinny cukes, you name them, we got them. Over here we have a little basil patch, including some purple basil and some regular basil. Basil hasn't been doing so well this year. We have some more coming up soon, hopefully. Two zucchini plants. Shifting down over here, we have a first carrot patch. Carrots are my favorite. Some beans. And some volunteer tomato plants, which we didn't plant, but they came up either through compost or seeds or whatnot, so that's why we're calling them volunteers. And some of them we've planted to the side, which I'll be showing a little bit later. And other ones, they just have to unfortunately weed them. We've got so much going on here, we don't have room for everyone. Let's see, a second lettuce bed right there. Gotta love the garden salad. What else? Yeah, we've got some Brussels sprouts. In fact, let's go over and take a look at that. We have some Brussels sprouts and rhubarb. Right here we see some broccoli. And something I just discovered this morning is purple broccoli. Or purple cauliflower, I'm not sure. Whichever it is, it's purple, it's very pretty, and I can't wait to taste it. Never grown that. Here's my second carrot patch. Love fresh carrots. Some more beans. Back there we got some cilantro that's already gone to seed. Some chives. Big guy there is tarragon. Just last weekend we hacked away about 2/3 of it. It was a big bush, but obviously doing very well. Some more beans. In fact, if you look underneath there, we can see a bunch of yellow beans just waiting to be picked. Beside the beans there, we have our herb patch, which has the oregano and mint, also some sage at the very back. In front, we have some cabbage, a bunch of kale. Kale isn't something that I traditionally been eating a lot of, although it's been great discovering it this year. Very tasty. Here's some of our broccoli that's unfortunately already gone to seed. That guy's obviously done. Back here we have some snow peas. They're also pretty much done and tasty. Some squash back here, I believe they're butternuts. As you can see, all the leaves are drooping, the plants are quite dry. So we'll get around to watering that soon. So I'm going to walk out of here this old section. As you can see, there's a little fence here. And these big plants right here, those are sunflowers. The fence is mostly to keep out the rabbits. There are deer. We have lots of deer, but luckily they don't come around too often, and when they do, they appear to not touch our garden too much, so not too big a problem there. This next section here, if I had some fancy video editing software, I would be fading into Welcome to the Jungle. As you can see, this is the new, bigger extension. It's broken up into sort of 3 beds. You see one bed here, second bed there, and a third bed over on that side. The back 2 beds are full of tomatoes, and as you can see, they're really, really happy. Should have spread them out a little bit more. I didn't realize they were going to go quite so crazy. You see, you got some nice maters coming in here. Some of these plants are taller than I am. As you can see, they're out of control. I'll have to look into, see if you can prune tomato plants and hack them back, because I almost need a machete to get through here now. So those are the back 2 beds. The front bed, we have a mix of peppers, both sweet peppers and hot peppers. We also have these guys here, which are eggplants. We also have a couple of eggplants back there. So these are the first ones that we have. Harvesting those and start grilling those. All the great things from the grilled barbecue. Also have some white eggplants right over here. Another new one for us. I've certainly never grown them before. In the pepper department, we've got all sorts of guys going. You can see over here, these I believe are poblanos. And finally, back over here, we have our zucchini and squash patch. We do have 2 zucchinis in the main garden, but squashes and zukes and pumpkins and whatnot, they tend to take over, so we sort of gave them their own patch. They require a little less care, so once they get going, they tend to do all right. So that's why there are a few more weeds in here than are in the rest of the garden. These zucchinis are almost at the end of their productive cycle. We got one zook down here. But other than that, there was a plant here in the middle. It's already been ripped up, and I believe this guy over here is done. So later this afternoon, I'll be cleaning all this up and planting some new zucchinis and get another batch going. You can see the drooping leaves here on the pumpkin, again crying out for water. We tried planting watermelon, but that didn't do quite so well. So I'm gonna have to work on that, improve that for next year. And there are, of course, the obligatory rhubarb patches. One little one, the bigger one back there, and a couple little guys trying to make a go at it over here. This house also came, our house came equipped with an apple tree. Not sure what kind of apples we're going to be producing here, but we do have apples. And finally, the last thing I'm going to show is that with all the volunteer eggplants and tomatoes that came up, and various seedlings that, like these ones that were starting to panic when we thought that things weren't going to grow that well. Oh, here's a pear tree that we just planted. We decided to expand a little bit and seized this little bit of land. It actually has some really good soil in it, to plant some of our sort of expansion items that we just ran out of room in the garden, and still running out of room. So those seedlings you saw on the ground a moment ago, they're going to end up here in the next hour or so. Otherwise, we have some more eggplants and peppers and tomatoes back here. Any second now, we are probably going to get some sunflowers coming up. And finally, don't have too many, but we do have some pretty flowers. These guys are just coming into seed. In another week or two, this entire area is going to be covered in these climbing vines and going to have pretty purple flowers.